comrades. I hope you've been well in my absence. The absence that wasn't necessary. Okay, we can talk about my lazy ass later. Right now, we have important information to discuss. So you may or may not have heard about the current situation in Bolivia, and its sadly now former president, Comrade Evo Morales. If not, that's fine. We're going to be going over and delving into everything today. Just so you're aware, this is more of a basic overview of the current situation. Information's still coming in because everything's happened so, quickly. So it's kind of impossible for me to write a scripted episode with limited information like that. So I'm mostly just going to be going over a basic idea of the current escapades. However, right now we do need to know where and what Bolivia is. So, Bolivia is a small landlocked nation in South America, surrounded by Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, and Peru, and since the year 2006, was headed by their 80th president, Comrade Evo Morales. Their main exports, by the way, mostly consist of petroleum gases and metals, just so you know. But who is this Comrade Evo Morales? Well, he is the first indigenous leader of Bolivia, and he got his start as a Cocalero activist. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, please don't crucify me. Cocalero being the name of the people who grow and harvest coca plants. He was attempting to limit American influence in coca production in the region. He was also involved in many other indigenous unionization and labor movements throughout the country. Comrade Morales is the leader of the Movement for Socialism political instrument for the sovereignty of the peoples. That was honestly like the fourth take I did of that. I messed up. I'm done. It has a long name. I'm sorry. I'm bad. We're just going to call it MASS for short because that's the popular shorthand for it. You can do more research on all of these topics on your own. I'll leave a few links below, but we need to move on. I could spend literally all day just talking about Comrade Morales himself. So, Bolivia held their latest round of national elections this October, with Comrade Morales claiming the victory. His political opponents, however, who we will get to in a moment, declared the election process fraudulent and began inciting riots and strikes all throughout the country. As far as I can ascertain at this moment, the initial clashes killed about 3 and injured around 100. Upon receiving the news of the violence, Comrade Morales issued a statement asking for the violence to stop before the top military chief, A. General Williams Calaman, persuaded our comrade to step down from office. And as of this Sunday, the day I'm writing the script, October 10th, 2019, Comrade Evo Morales stepped down as president of Bolivia. Now, here's the thing though. At this point in time, over 99% of the votes have been tallied, with Comrade Morales still holding a 47.07% total, with his lead opponent holding only 36.51%. Comrade Morales holds a 10.56 lead over his political rival, and in Bolivia, you only need a 10-point lead to avoid a runoff vote that would happen in December. By all rights, Comrade Evo Morales was democratically elected by the people of Bolivia again, yet his opponents claim it was rigged. The main claim of auditors finding serious irregularities, with heavy goddamn air quotes, with polling data simply doesn't exist. I have not found any information to support such a claim, yet I have found proof that the OAS, the Organization of American States, is blowing steam out its rear again. So the claim is patently false. According to the CEPR, the Center for Economic and Policy Research, there is simply no statistical or evidentiary basis to dispute the vote count results shown that Evo Morales won in the first round. All the while, the OAS has provided no evidence to support their claims. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the main political opponent, shall we? His name is Carlos Mesa, the former president of Bolivia from 2003 to 2005. He is a member of the right-wing Revolutionary Nationalist Movement Party, and during his presidency he attempted to stop a referendum that would stop the Western gas exploitation in 2004. His actions harming the economic health and independence of the nation. During this upset with Comrade Morales, it also turned out that he was in regular communication with US officials, documentation of which is in the description. This was nothing less than a coup d'etat. And if you think otherwise, then why was it the military that made Comrade Morales step down, and why was it the military in the streets inciting rioting? This is a cycle we've seen before throughout every single democratically elected socialist government in South America. We've seen it in Venezuela in 2002, Haiti in 2004, Honduras in 2009, Ecuador in 2010, Paraguay in 2012, Brazil in 2016. We've seen 2 failed attempts in Nicaragua and Venezuela again in 2018 and 19 respectively. I've probably missed a handful, and now yet again with nearly the same damn MO in Bolivia. The United States has a vested interest in keeping control of this resource-rich region, and leftist political control is a threat to their hegemony. Operation Condor never ended. And in case you don't know what Operation Condor is, I'll leave a link to its wiki page in the description, but maybe I'll do a video about it later. Now, at this point, I could then begin to say how this is the weakness of working within a capitalist bourgeois political system instead of a proper worker revolution. But to have that criticism, I would need to hold a more complete understanding of the workers' material conditions within South and Central America, and I'm not afraid to say that I lack that insight right now, so I'm not going to be going into that today. No, today is about explaining the tragedy that was the loss of Comrade Evo Morales from power in the beautiful nation of Bolivia. Today is about standing in solidarity with the international working class and the people of Bolivia who are now under the de facto control of a US puppet. We can have all the disagreements in the world about how the government did certain things or how the state was run, but at the end of the day, Bolivia was a nation working towards their own socialism. They had made great strides in improving the living standards of both the indigenous peoples and the rest of the working class under the leadership of Comrade Evo Morales. And now, it's very likely those gains are just going to be walked back. This is a blow to all international working people's movements, and any denial of that fact should be immediately met with scrutiny and reflection of your own revolutionary principles. Information, right now, is still scarce and hard to come by. The current health and safety of Comrade Morales is currently unknown at the time of writing, and I'll be sure to try to keep everyone informed as I possibly can on my Twitter. All information, again, is in the description of the video for self-study. As for every remaining socialist platform in control in South America, I can only ask for you to stay vigilant, for as long as the United States stands, you're in imminent danger of right-wing coups. Solidarity, comrades.
Hot heads and hot hearts, as we tested our power, the workers triumphant, and that was our song. For a time he was silent and lost in his memories, then, but more softly, his words came again. Perhaps we hoped for too much, perhaps the cost was too much. There are things I know now that I couldn't know then. We believed revolution was just round the corner, and we were the vanguard to bring it about. And the other left parties we classed as class traitors, bourgeois social fascists, of that we no doubt.